With an estimated 1 billion users across its free and premium editions, the AI chatbot's popularity has risen since Chat GPT's introduction in November. In recent months, there has been widespread media concern that Chat GPT and other generative AI tools may lead to widespread joblessness as AI gradually replaces human labor. It is speculated that those in the fields of journalism, writing, marketing, and software engineering are most at danger. However, Chegg, a website that helps students with their schoolwork, appears to be the initial target of Chat GPT. Welcome to Financial Fortune, the YouTube channel where we delve into the exciting world of finance, investing, and business. In today's video, we'll be discussing a potentially game-changing development, how Chat GPT, an advanced language model, might disrupt the education giant Chegg, leading it into a crisis. On May 2, 2023, Chegg's share price dropped by 50%, wiping off almost $1 billion of his market value. This adds to the stock's previous losses, which have already totaled over $10 billion, or 90%, since the stock's all-time highs. When the CEO realized he had to compete with Chat GPT, sales took a sharp dive. University students increasingly rely on Chat GPT to complete assignments and even cheat on examinations, leading to a predicted 10% drop in revenue for the second quarter. When an online education company's stock price drops, it raises questions about the company's future as well as the future of other similar businesses. The simplicity with which exam cheating may occur is also highlighted, and the integrity of the educational system is called into doubt. Because of the proliferation of Chat GPT, anybody with access to the internet can now access not just an abundance of data, but also the capacity to think at a level beyond that of the most brilliant minds on the planet. There may be a need for substantial modifications to our educational system and our methods of operation in light of this new reality.
Chegg, the shares plummeting some 45% right now after delivering lower than expected second quarter forecasts. The education tech company seeing impacts from Chat GPT. And we actually had the chance to speak with Chegg's CEO, Dan Rosensweig, about AI. We talked to him in Davos earlier this year, and it just puts a fine point on how quickly things have changed.
I think we'd all agree after using Chat GPT, even as extraordinary as it is, and even as the evolution that's going to come, it still needs human editors. The user interface, although cool, isn't really valuable to the students who are looking to learn and to evolve and need multi-platform, multimedia way of learning. So we'll use it to continue to enhance what we offer, and that's why our service gets better and better and better, and our NPS scores are through the roof. And so actually, I think it's going to be a real benefit to Chegg.
And so I think this just, again, emphasizes how quickly things have been evolving when it comes to the use of AI.
So you sort of pointed to how quickly things have changed, right? And that was Rosenzweig back in January, and he noted on the call yesterday that basically up until March, they hadn't seen a substantial impact from ChatGPT. But then he said on the call, however, since March, we have seen a significant spike in student interest in ChatGPT. We now believe it's having an impact on new customer growth rate. Basically saying ChatGPT is part of the reason for that slowing business that Chegg was talking about. It was interesting too to note, Brad, that was not brought up by analysts on the call. That was part of the prepared remarks. Right. They were prepared to talk about ChatGPT and say, this is a little bit of a growing problem, and then it took over the call. Then they just basically chatted about ChatGPT for a while. And one thing that stuck out to me was our friend Brent Thill over at Jefferies specifically asked them, are you contributing this loss 100% or the decline 100% to ChatGPT? And Rosenzweig said yes. Wow. He said it was not changed until March. He repeated that line again, and that just really stuck out to me when you think about the effect that ChatGPT is having.
Even when they said that they've essentially tried to cozy up to ChatGPT and include this within Cheggmate as well. So it seems like that's not going as well as planned.
Well, Cheggmate didn't seem to be the answer, at least for Wall Street analysts last night, because they don't have clear answers on how much they're going to invest in the Cheggmate, what the revenue proposition is for Cheggmate, and when Cheggmate's coming to market full time. So later this month, they're going to launch part of Cheggmate, sort of a beta version of Cheggmate. But that's also the end of the school year. Chegg is a school platform, right. So they operate in the fall, so we're not going to get a clear look at Cheggmate until at least the fall, likely 24, and now basically analysts are saying this all revolves around AI, and Chegg doesn't have their own AI. Like you said, Brad, they're partnering with OpenAI. Right. So from an investor perspective, if they don't own their own AI platform, that's less attractive as well.
Kids are already using Chat GPT for their assignments. Now, if you're talking about, 13-year-olds that are already using this, that, middle school is not really Chegg's bread and butter, but you're talking about future potential customers who are already going to be AI native when it comes to how they're using it. Now, eventually, maybe the schools will figure out a way to block this in some way, but it just sort of tells you where the future of education could be and some of the challenges that are going to be ahead for the company and for the education system, for that matter.
Well, and Julie, with that too, Brent Thill also noted in his note that that's something that Chegg had grown on, right? Was word of mouth around, say, college campuses. Chegg became very big. I remember when I was in college, everyone was using Chegg, right? It became very popular. In some ways, it was used for students to cheat in the same way people are afraid that Chat GPT could be used for students to cheat, because it can sort of give you answers.
The origins of Chegg International. You might compare Chegg to services like Netflix for students. Initially, they were a website that rented out college textbooks online. Renting a textbook instead of buying it would save college students a lot of money. They would get it by mail and send it back when the semester is over. This was quite close to how Netflix operated in its infancy. Both Netflix and Chegg shifted to a more digital approach as internet speeds increased. The membership service at Chegg now includes access to study materials including problem sets with solutions, flashcards, and sample exams. The goal of these Chegg language online tools is to help college students better grasp important academic concepts outside of the classroom. Chegg's network of SMEs is one of the company's defining characteristics. SMEs are freelancers who answer Chegg questions for a price. The bulk of Chegg specialists are located in India, where they are paid around $2 each question. A bachelor's degree or above is often expected of SMEs. The SMEs fully explain the problem and its related inner workings. Students can use Chegg SMEs to turn in their homework by taking photographs of it. It's no secret that the epidemic was a windfall for Chegg. Students now have a far greater potential to utilize Chegg to cheat on their assignments and examinations as colleges move toward online education. When taking online tests, students would instantly capture the questions and upload them to Chegg for analysis. Regardless of the student's actual talents, it would likely be able to answer all of the questions on the exam before time runs out, resulting in a perfect score. Chegg users may also get access to the solution immediately if the identical test was utilized in a prior semester, as is commonly the case. College educators took notice immediately. Many students have taken to online forums like our professors on Reddit to express their displeasure with this new kind of cheating. Some teachers have griped about how their pupils would finish exam problems that should have taken them at least 30 minutes, in a matter of seconds. Many institutions have implemented protections to prevent students from using Chegg to cheat, but students have shown to be just as resourceful in discovering ways around these measures by using social media, YouTube and TikTok. Students' discussions on how to fake answers on online quizzes and tests abound. Chegg has made it clear that they do not approve of its service being used by students to cheat. You can use one of Chegg's services to verify your paper for plagiarized content against a database of billions of pages. They say they did it to stop people from plagiarizing unintentionally. Let your imagination run wild as to how pupils may put this to use. Chegg benefited much from distance education either way. A different truth. Chegg has also stated that they would be working with OpenAI to develop their own artificial intelligence chatbot named CheggMe. Using Chegg's current database of human-reviewed quiz answers, CheggMate plans to develop what it claims will be an even more accurate chatbot for the educational sector. CheggMate, on the other hand, will very probably cost more than Chat GPT. Additionally, OpenAI and Chegg will each deduct their fees. It's doubtful that Chegg can provide a superior value proposition, seeing with how well Chat GPT currently handles even the most difficult situations. That's why the share price of Chegg has dropped so drastically. Thank you for joining us on Financial Fortune, where we bring you insightful discussions on finance, investing, and business. We hope you found this video on the potential crisis facing Chegg due to the rise of Chat GPT thought-provoking. If you enjoyed this content, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more engaging videos. Stay tuned for future updates and analyses on the ever-evolving landscape of finance and business.